Running wild with grades, syllabus, and deadlines, in my 21 years of education, I have realized that there are some major skills that school did not teach me. So, here are 5 skills that I'm sharing with you today that I think are essential and not taught in school, but I'm going to provide solutions that I have created for myself. Starting from number 1. Financial management. With exams from all the university subjects piled upon us, we end up in the chase of meeting a good salary. And we are given the thought that a good salary or an adequate salary is the one that is satisfying. In the 20s and 30s, we do not realize it, but once we age, we need to think around how to manage our finance and how are we actually sustaining the finance that we get. Now, the point is, why is financial management important? Financial literacy helps you plan better for the future. We are not taught about taxation, budgeting, negotiations, investing, and personal finance. And I think these are very important when you go down the road after graduation and getting to the real adult life, managing the money that you actually are getting. When I finished my graduation and not knowing anything about taxes and budgeting or mortgage, I kind of was confused on how to do it. And that made me go to the internet and study all of that from scratch. It is true you learn on the go, but I'm going to tell you how I started working on money and understanding money. My solution to you for financial literacy is a book recommendation, which is The Psychology of Money. It will tell you a lot how to work around managing and making money. Going through all the educational milestones, we kind of get into the same race and everyone is doing the same thing. What we miss out on is how to work on ourselves. So another skill that is important is trying to understand who you are as a person and how to improve over time. And this comes under the term mindset. A mindset shift also includes behavioral shift, which means that you are working on yourself. And I think this is very important, especially if you're in your 20s and 30s, start studying yourself as well. There's a term called abundance mindset, which was coined by a businessman and author, Stephen Covey. And he describes that as a way of thinking. When you think big, you remove the limits. And when you think small, you narrow your options. This is one way of mindset shift that can lead to success. I can talk about it so much more, but to understand even further and in depth, I would highly recommend this book by Carol Dweck. It's called Mindset. And go ahead and check this book. She talks about 2 different kinds of mindset, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset, and how this book can be the new psychology of success. And we can apply that in parenting, business, school, our relationships, and so on. Next is career counseling. I know that there are lots and lots of universities in the US and the UK and even spread out across Europe and Australia having career centers. But I think it is too late of a stage to know and help with career. From my experience, I believe that career counseling is needed probably when the student is trying to decide his or her major in high school. Career counseling would be needed to identify the abilities and capabilities of a student and if the person is interested in one field or another. It's kind of also linked with understanding yourself. So if I speak from my experience, I might have chosen another field had I gotten more exposure and in-depth information. So I say, starting from high school, there should be sessions where students are taught about what career options are out there. Now there are assessment sheets where you have a questionnaire and you fill that out to understand your personality. That also helps the student get a direction into what career he or she is interested in. The better you get to know more options and more opportunities, the better it is for the student to make a decision. Number 4, we are taught what to learn, but we are not taught how to learn. And for that, there are 2 terms I want to introduce. One is called active recall and the other is called spaced repetition. These are the 2 methods that are proven to work effectively in order to learn anything. And I can share a video of one of my favorite YouTubers, Ali Abdaal, who has explained these 2 methods really well. Some more tips about how to learn something would be, we need to know how to ask a question, what is the right question to ask, and you should ask a question to someone who is ahead of you. So maybe if you're in a university, you need to have a good contact with your seniors. You can definitely gain a lot more when you ask those questions from, let's say, a third year or a final year student. The right way to learn is also curiosity-driven learning. So lightly linking it with the other skill I said about mindset, if you have a growth mindset, you will be curious about that particular topic, and then you will dig deep and understand it much more instead of just focusing on getting a good grade out of that subject. One more solution I would provide here is a course on Coursera. It's called Learning How to Learn. The last thing I want to talk about is enjoying the journey. From all these years of studying, I remember jotting down all the deadlines in my calendar. I had to somehow accommodate finishing assignments along with going and enjoying a festival, let's say. After graduating and reconciling, I realized that I have missed out on a lot of opportunities to actually enjoy the journey. It was so much of a hassle to reach the target, which is getting a degree, that I've missed out on the years that came in between. The time in university and school will not come back. I now understand that I did have time to add a little bit more pleasure in my journey. For example, I could have joined a salsa club, and maybe I could have joined 2 to 3 more organizations. So my recommendation here is you can start journaling. And when you journal, you actually understand what's happening in your life, in your day-to-day routine, and that will make you understand what you need to add more, and the deadlines and assignments should not be the core of your week. These were some major points that I understood after graduation. There will be a lot more. So share in the comments if there are other skills that you realize you didn't learn in school and you would want to learn those now. Until next time, have fun, enjoy the journey, and keep learning. Bye.